Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a life where every dollar you earn is a soldier working for you, not against you. Where your hard-earned money doesn't just disappear, but grows, multiplies, and secures your future. Today, I want to share with you a budgeting system that can double your savings, and it all starts with 6 key principles. The first key is awareness. You cannot control what you don't measure. Track every single expense, no matter how small. Awareness creates clarity, and clarity creates power. Once you know exactly where your money goes, you gain control over it. The second key is automation. Human nature is to spend first and save later, but this system flips that. As soon as your paycheck arrives, pay yourself first. Automate your savings and investments. Remove the temptation to spend what should be growing. This small habit builds unstoppable momentum over time. The third key is intentional allocation. Every dollar must have a purpose. Zero-based budgeting ensures that no dollar is left idle. Assign funds to necessities, desires, and most importantly, to growth. When every dollar is intentional, waste disappears and opportunities multiply. The fourth key is cutting intelligently. Doubling your savings isn't about sacrificing everything you love. It's about distinguishing between needs and wants, reducing unnecessary expenses, and reallocating that money toward your financial future. Small, consistent adjustments can lead to massive gains. The fifth key is income maximization. It's simple. You can save aggressively, but the fastest way to double your savings is to increase what comes in. Side hustles, freelancing, or monetizing skills, whatever aligns with your life, extra income should flow directly into your savings or investments. And the sixth key, perhaps the most powerful, is compound growth through investments. Savings is step one, but growth comes from putting your money to work. High-interest accounts, mutual funds, or index funds, choose wisely. Let compound interest do the heavy lifting while you focus on your life and goals. Follow these 6 keys consistently: awareness, automation, intentional allocation, intelligent cutting, income maximization, and compound growth. And watch as your savings not just grow, but double. It's not about luck. It's about discipline, strategy, and commitment. The system works. The results are real. And the best part? You are in control. Your money, your rules, your future. The first step in doubling your savings begins with awareness. Awareness is the foundation of every financial transformation because you cannot improve what you cannot see. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, never really knowing where their money goes. They spend, swipe, tap, and at the end of the month, they're left wondering, how did I run out again? That confusion is not a lack of money. It is a lack of awareness. When you gain complete visibility over your finances, you gain control, and control is power. Awareness starts with one simple practice: tracking every single expense. I don't mean just the big bills or the obvious monthly payments. I mean every coffee, every subscription, every impulse buy, every small convenience. Yes, even that $2 snack or that $5 app. These tiny amounts add up faster than most people realize, silently eroding your potential to save. By tracking all of it, you turn invisible leaks into visible streams, and once you can see the flow, you can direct it. The power of awareness is psychological as well as practical. When you write down or record every expenditure, you stop spending mindlessly. You begin to question every purchase. Do I really need this? Is this taking me closer to my goal or further away? Awareness forces intention. It transforms your relationship with money from reactive to proactive. You are no longer letting life dictate your finances. You are steering them yourself. Many people underestimate how transformative awareness can be. It's not just about cutting expenses. It's about understanding patterns, habits, and triggers. Maybe you realize you spend most impulsively in the evenings scrolling through your phone. Maybe subscriptions you forgot about are quietly draining your account. Awareness reveals the truth, sometimes uncomfortable, but always liberating. Once you see it, you can act. Once you act, change becomes inevitable. Start simple. Use a notebook, a spreadsheet, or a budgeting app, whatever fits your style, but commit to consistency. Track every transaction for at least a month. No excuses, no judgment, just observation. At the end of the month, review it. Highlight patterns. Identify opportunities. Celebrate small wins. This practice alone is a game changer. Awareness doesn't just show you what is going wrong. It shows you what is going right, what can be improved, and where your money is truly going. Awareness is the first key because it's the doorway to everything else. Automation, intentional allocation, intelligent cutting, they all rely on it. Without awareness, you cannot assign purpose to your dollars, you cannot optimize your spending, and you certainly cannot double your savings. When you commit to awareness, you take the first bold step toward mastery over your finances. You are no longer a passive observer of your money. You are an active architect of your financial destiny. Awareness is not a one-time act. It's a lifelong habit that lays the groundwork for financial freedom. The second key to doubling your savings is automation. Automation is the bridge between intention and action, the tool that turns your financial goals from ideas into unstoppable momentum. You see, most people fail at saving not because they don't want to, but because they rely on willpower, and willpower is fickle. Some days it's strong, other days it fails. Automation removes that weakness from the equation. It ensures that your money moves exactly where it needs to go without you having to think about it, without you having to decide in the heat of temptation. Imagine this. Your paycheck hits your account, and before you even have a chance to spend it on groceries, coffee, or that extra streaming subscription, a portion of it is already safely tucked away into your savings or investment account. This is the power of paying yourself first. Automation is not just convenience. It's discipline disguised as simplicity. It ensures that saving is not optional. It becomes non-negotiable. Your future self thanks you silently while your present self doesn't even notice the change. Automation also eliminates mistakes. How many times have you meant to save, only to forget? How many times has a bill slipped through the cracks, or an impulse purchase stolen your money before it could grow? Automation removes human error from the equation. You set up your system once, and it works consistently, month after month. It's like having a financial co-pilot who never tires, never forgets, and never argues with you. But automation is more than just saving money. It's about creating a system that handles everything for you. Bills, subscriptions, investments, emergency funds, all automated. By freeing yourself from the constant mental load of managing every dollar manually, you create room to focus on higher-level financial decisions. You can strategize, plan for growth, explore opportunities, and even think about expanding your income streams. Automation handles the routine so you can handle the vision. Another powerful aspect of automation is compounding consistency. When your savings and investments are automated, contributions are made consistently, no matter the market, your mood, or your spending temptations. Even small amounts, deposited regularly, accumulate into substantial wealth over time. Consistency is the secret weapon of the wealthy, and automation is the mechanism that enforces it without fail. Finally, automation builds confidence. When you know your savings are growing, your bills are paid, and your financial plan is executing itself perfectly, you feel a sense of control and calm that no manual tracking can match. It transforms money from a source of stress into a tool for freedom. The moment you automate your finances, you start living ahead of your money instead of constantly chasing it. Automation is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It transforms your financial discipline into a system that runs on autopilot, steadily moving you toward your goal of doubling your savings. With awareness alone, you see the problem. With automation, you solve it, and the results are unstoppable. When you embrace automation, you are not just saving money. You are creating a financial machine that works tirelessly, building your wealth even while you sleep. The third key to doubling your savings is intentional allocation. This principle is all about giving every dollar a purpose. Too many people treat money as a free-floating resource, spending it wherever temptation strikes or wherever convenience allows. This approach is the opposite of financial mastery. When you allocate intentionally, you take control of your finances and ensure that every dollar works toward your goals. No dollar is wasted, no opportunity is missed, and no money is left idle. Intentional allocation begins with a mindset that money is a tool, not a reward. Each dollar you earn has the potential to move you closer to financial freedom, security, or wealth. But only if you assign it a role. Bills, necessities, wants, savings, investments. Every category receives a precise portion of your income, leaving nothing to chance. This is the essence of zero-based budgeting. Every dollar has a mission, and no dollar is left to wander aimlessly. The beauty of intentional allocation is that it forces clarity and discipline. When you consciously decide where your money goes, you start to notice patterns in your spending. You identify where you're over-investing in unnecessary expenses and where you're under-investing in your future. This awareness allows you to reallocate your resources in ways that maximize impact. For example, that small daily coffee or that forgotten subscription might seem harmless, but when redirected to savings or investments, it becomes a building block for wealth. Intentional allocation also removes the chaos from financial decision-making. Without a plan, spending is reactive. A whim here, an impulse there, a purchase driven by emotion rather than strategy. With intentional allocation, every financial choice is proactive. You know your priorities, your targets, and your limits. You are no longer at the mercy of your impulses. You are steering your money like a captain steering a ship through both calm and stormy waters. Another critical aspect of intentional allocation is flexibility within structure. Life is unpredictable, and your budget must reflect that. Intentional allocation does not mean rigidity. It means setting aside categories for emergencies, adjusting allocations when income changes, and periodically reviewing your plan to ensure it still aligns with your goals. This adaptability ensures your money always has a purpose, even when circumstances shift. The ultimate power of intentional allocation is its compounding effect. Every dollar that is thoughtfully placed in savings or investments multiplies over time. Every dollar assigned to debt repayment reduces financial drag and frees more money for growth. By making allocation intentional, you create a system where your resources consistently move toward doubling your savings, without relying solely on luck or discipline in the moment. Intentional allocation is about being deliberate, strategic, and proactive. It turns your budget into a blueprint, your income into a workforce, and your financial future into something you build, not something you hope for. When you master the art of giving every dollar a job, you stop chasing money and start commanding it. You stop reacting to your finances and start directing them. With this key in place, doubling your savings becomes not just possible, it becomes inevitable. The fourth key to doubling your savings is intelligent cutting. Many people hear the word cutting and immediately think of sacrifice, restriction, and pain. But intelligent cutting is not about depriving yourself. It's about making strategic decisions that maximize the impact of every dollar. It's about identifying what drains your finances without delivering real value and redirecting those resources toward your future. It's not cutting for the sake of cutting. It's cutting with a purpose. Intelligent cutting begins with evaluation. You have to know exactly where your money goes, which is why awareness is key. Once you can see the patterns, you can make informed choices about what stays and what goes. Ask yourself, does this expense bring me closer to my goals? Or does it keep me stuck in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck? This mindset turns ordinary spending into a strategic decision. Each dollar you save becomes a soldier in your mission to double your savings. One of the most powerful aspects of intelligent cutting is that it doesn't require extreme measures. You don't have to give up every comfort or pleasure. Instead, you look for inefficiencies and redundancies. Maybe you're paying for multiple subscriptions you don't fully use. Maybe your energy bills could be lowered with small adjustments. Maybe dining out has become a habit rather than an occasional treat. By trimming these low-impact expenses, you free up significant resources without feeling deprived. Intelligent cutting also teaches discipline without creating resentment. When you make thoughtful choices about where to spend and where to save, you create a financial system that works with your life, not against it. You're not punishing yourself. You're prioritizing yourself. Each cut is a conscious decision to invest in your future rather than a mindless sacrifice for the sake of austerity. Another critical element of intelligent cutting is consistency. One-time adjustments won't double your savings. They create temporary relief. True impact comes from small, consistent improvements month after month. It's the habit of making smarter financial choices repeatedly over time that compounds into substantial results. Think of each expense you reduce or eliminate as a building block. Stack enough of them, and you're constructing a solid foundation for long-term wealth. Intelligent cutting also opens up space for growth. Every dollar saved can be redirected into savings, investments, or other areas that multiply your wealth. It is not simply about having less. It is about having more financial freedom, more flexibility, and more power to create the life you want. When done strategically, cutting becomes a tool for expansion rather than restriction. The essence of intelligent cutting is intentionality. It is about asking the right questions, making informed choices, and redirecting resources toward the most meaningful outcomes. It is about creating a system where your money works harder for you than you work for it. When you master intelligent cutting, doubling your savings ceases to be a distant goal. It becomes a natural result of the way you manage your finances. The fifth key to doubling your savings is income maximization. Many people focus solely on cutting expenses, thinking that the path to wealth is only about spending less. While controlling expenses is essential, the real accelerant to financial growth is increasing what comes in. The more money you earn, the faster you can save, invest, and build the life you dream of. Income maximization is not about greed. It's about unlocking your full potential and putting yourself in the strongest position to achieve your financial goals. Income maximization starts with mindset. You have to believe that your skills, time, and energy are valuable and that you deserve to be compensated fairly. Too many people settle for the paycheck they have, thinking it's all they can earn, while their skills, talents, and potential remain untapped. To maximize income, you must see yourself as a producer of value, not just a consumer of money. Every skill you develop, every extra effort you put in, every opportunity you seize directly increases your financial capacity. The next step is diversification. Relying on a single source of income is risky, and it also limits your ability to save aggressively. Explore additional streams of income that align with your skills and passions. Freelancing, consulting, side businesses, or monetizing hobbies can provide substantial extra earnings. Even small amounts, when consistently channeled into savings or investments, can compound dramatically over time. Income maximization is about turning every opportunity into a building block for wealth. Another critical aspect is negotiating your value. Whether it's a raise at your current job, a promotion, or a better rate for your freelance work, being intentional about compensation is essential. Many people underestimate their worth, allowing opportunities to pass by simply because they don't ask. Every negotiation, every conversation about value is an opportunity to increase your income and accelerate your journey toward doubling your savings. Income maximization also requires strategic planning. Don't scatter your efforts randomly. Focus on high-impact actions that produce measurable results. Identify areas where your time and skills can generate the highest return and invest your energy there. Treat your income like a business, an asset that grows when managed strategically and stagnates when ignored. Finally, income maximization is inseparable from financial discipline. Additional income is only powerful if it is directed toward growth, not spent immediately on fleeting pleasures. Pair income maximization with intentional allocation and intelligent cutting, and you create a system where every extra dollar works tirelessly to build your savings. It's not just about making more, it's about making more work for you. Maximizing income is not a one-time act. It's a lifestyle. It requires initiative, creativity, and persistence. It challenges you to constantly seek ways to increase your value, expand your opportunities, and take control of your financial destiny. When done consistently, income maximization multiplies the effects of every other financial habit. It supercharges your budget, enhances your savings, and accelerates your journey to financial freedom. By committing to income maximization, you stop surviving paycheck to paycheck and start thriving on purpose. You shift from a mindset of limitation to one of abundance. You create options, leverage opportunities, and unlock a level of financial power that puts you squarely on the path to doubling your savings and beyond. The sixth key to doubling your savings is compound growth through investments. This is where your money begins to work for you, rather than you working for money. Saving is important, but saving alone will only take you so far. To truly multiply your wealth and achieve financial freedom, you must put your money to work through strategic investments. Compound growth is the force that turns modest savings into significant wealth over time. And understanding it is like unlocking a secret superpower of finance. Compound growth is simple in principle, but powerful in practice. It's earning interest or returns on both your initial investment and the accumulated growth. Every dollar you invest not only grows on its own, but also begins to generate its own income. Over time, this snowball effect accelerates exponentially. What starts as a small sum can, with consistency and patience, turn into a substantial fortune. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow, and the greater the impact of compounding. Investing doesn't mean taking reckless risks. It means choosing opportunities that align with your goals and risk tolerance. High-yield savings accounts, mutual funds, index funds, or dividend-paying stocks are just a few of the vehicles that allow your money to grow steadily. The key is consistency, making regular contributions and allowing time to do its work. Even modest investments, when applied systematically, can produce results far greater than the same amount left idle in a regular account. Compound growth also teaches patience and discipline. Unlike spending, which gives instant gratification, investing requires a long-term mindset. The rewards are delayed, but they are powerful and lasting. By committing to a plan and resisting the urge to withdraw or divert funds prematurely, you give your money the space it needs to multiply. Each contribution, no matter how small, adds to a growing base that generates even more returns. Another essential principle of compound growth is diversification. Spreading your investments across different asset classes minimizes risk and maximizes potential returns. It's not about gambling on a single big win. It's about creating a balanced system where your wealth grows steadily and predictably over time. This approach reduces stress, increases confidence, and ensures your savings continue to compound without being derailed by market volatility. Compound growth through investments also reinforces the other 5 keys. Awareness helps you identify how much you can invest. Automation ensures contributions are consistent. Intentional allocation determines how funds are distributed. Intelligent cutting frees up resources to invest. Income maximization increases the total you can allocate. Together, these principles create a financial ecosystem that fuels compound growth and accelerates the journey toward doubling your savings. The beauty of compound growth is that it works silently, efficiently, and relentlessly. It turns patience, consistency, and smart decision-making into tangible wealth. When you embrace this principle, your money becomes a tireless ally, working around the clock to build your financial future. By committing to compound growth through investments, you stop merely surviving and start thriving. You leverage the most powerful financial principle in existence, turning small, disciplined actions today into extraordinary results tomorrow.